If you're over 60 and dealing with leg cramps, muscle weakness, or sudden fatigue, you're not alone. These issues are incredibly common, but they're also incredibly frustrating. And what most people don't realize is that the solution might not be in another pill or physical therapy session. It might be on your plate. That's right. Certain everyday foods can quietly drain your strength, trigger painful cramps, and interfere with your body's ability to move, recover, and feel balanced. Even worse, many of these foods are marketed as healthy or senior-friendly, when in reality, they could be making things worse. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to nutrient loss, dehydration, and inflammation. That means what we eat matters more than ever, especially when it comes to staying mobile, independent, and pain-free. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 surprising foods that may be causing or worsening your leg cramps and muscle weakness, plus what you can eat instead to support strength, hydration, and long-term comfort. If you're ready to take control of how your body feels, let's get started. 1. Canned soups and frozen meals. Let's start with one of the sneakiest muscle saboteurs hiding in plain sight. Canned soups and frozen meals. These are pantry and freezer staples for a lot of seniors, and on the surface, they seem like an easy, comforting choice. But behind the convenience is a serious problem: sodium. Many canned soups and frozen dinners contain over half your daily sodium limit in a single serving. That kind of salt overload can lead to fluid imbalance, dehydration, and the loss of key minerals like potassium and magnesium, which your muscles rely on to function properly. When these minerals drop too low, especially at night, the result is often those painful, sudden leg cramps that wake you up and leave you sore the next morning. Excess sodium can also raise blood pressure and restrict circulation, making it harder for muscles to receive oxygen and nutrients, slowing down recovery and making you feel stiff or weak, even if you haven't overexerted yourself. What to eat instead? Try swapping canned and frozen meals for homemade soups made with low sodium broth, fresh or frozen vegetables, and lean protein. Batch cook and freeze your own meals when possible so you control what's in them. And if convenience is key, look for packaged meals labeled low sodium or heart healthy. And always read the nutrition label for total sodium per serving. Even a few small swaps can make a major difference in how your muscles feel, especially if you've been dealing with cramps, swelling, or unexpected fatigue. 2. Sugary cereals and breakfast bars. Next up are sugary cereals and breakfast bars. Foods that are often marketed as healthy or heart smart, especially to older adults. But when you flip over the box and read the label, many of them are packed with added sugars, refined grains, and very little fiber or protein. This combination can quietly drain your energy and undermine your muscle health. When you start your day with something sugary and low in nutrients, you get a quick blood sugar spike, followed by a crash. That crash leaves you feeling fatigued, shaky, and more prone to muscle weakness later in the day. Even worse, frequent sugar spikes can lead to insulin resistance, which makes it harder for your body to deliver nutrients to your muscles, slowing down recovery and making cramps and soreness more common. And here's another hidden danger. These kinds of breakfasts often replace more nourishing options, so instead of giving your muscles fuel, they leave you running on empty and more vulnerable to cramping, especially in the evening. What to eat instead? Trade sugary cereals and packaged bars for whole food breakfasts that balance protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Try oatmeal topped with chia seeds and fruit, Greek yogurt with walnuts and berries, or eggs with whole grain toast and avocado. These meals provide steady energy and the key minerals your muscles need to stay strong and cramp-free. A better breakfast means better muscle support and fewer crashes, cramps, and weak spells later in the day. 3. Soda and diet soda. Coming in at number 3 is a big one: soda, and yes, even diet soda. Whether it's regular cola or a sugar-free alternative, these drinks can do real damage when it comes to muscle function and leg cramps, especially as we age. Regular sodas are loaded with sugar, often in the form of high fructose corn syrup, which floods your system with empty calories and promotes inflammation. That inflammation doesn't just affect your joints, it interferes with how well your muscles repair themselves after use, leaving you feeling sore, sluggish, or weak. On the other hand, diet sodas, while sugar-free, come with their own risks. They contain artificial sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose, which can disrupt your gut health and confuse your body's hunger and hormone signals. Some research also suggests that artificial sweeteners can affect how your body processes electrolytes like magnesium, a key mineral involved in muscle relaxation. The result? More frequent leg cramps, especially at night, and weaker recovery after activity. Both types of soda are also acidic, which can contribute to mineral loss and make your body less effective at absorbing the very nutrients your muscles rely on, like calcium and potassium. What to drink? Instead, if you love something fizzy, try switching to sparkling water infused with lemon or berries, or unsweetened iced herbal teas. You can even use electrolyte-enhanced water to help replenish the minerals your body loses throughout the day. Making this one switch can drastically reduce your risk of cramps, improve hydration, and support stronger, more responsive muscles, especially if soda has been a daily habit for years. 4. White bread and refined grains. White bread, white rice, plain pasta, and many processed crackers or baked goods may seem harmless, but they're part of a group known as refined grains, and they can quietly chip away at muscle strength and increase the risk of leg cramps in seniors. Here's why. Refined grains have been stripped of their natural fiber, vitamins, and minerals, especially key nutrients like magnesium, B vitamins, and chromium, all of which support muscle function, nerve communication, and circulation. Without those nutrients, your body has a harder time maintaining muscle coordination, and even more importantly, it struggles to manage blood sugar levels. That means more blood sugar spikes and crashes, leading to fatigue, dizziness, and weak, slow-reacting muscles. Refined carbs also digest very quickly, leaving you feeling hungry again soon after eating. This often leads to overeating, weight gain, and inflammation, further increasing the burden on your muscles and joints. What to eat? Instead, replace refined grains with whole, nutrient-rich options like quinoa, brown rice, steel-cut oats, barley, and sprouted grain breads. These foods provide longer-lasting energy, support better blood sugar control, and deliver the magnesium and fiber your muscles and nerves rely on to stay active and cramp-free. Swapping out just a few servings of refined carbs a day can significantly improve your strength, balance, and energy over time. 5. Cheese-based snack foods, processed cheese, cheese puffs, cheese spreads. One surprising muscle-sabotaging culprit hiding in many senior diets is processed cheese-based snack foods. We're talking about cheese puffs, packaged cheese spreads, and even some highly processed sliced cheeses that are more filler than real dairy. While cheese in moderation can be part of a healthy diet, these ultra-processed versions are often packed with excess sodium, preservatives, inflammatory oils, and very little real nutritional value. This makes them problematic for aging muscles, especially when they start to replace more nutrient-dense snacks in your daily routine. Too much sodium can lead to electrolyte imbalances, particularly the loss of potassium and magnesium, which are critical for muscle contraction and relaxation. That's a key trigger for painful leg cramps, especially overnight. These snacks are also usually low in fiber and high in empty calories, which leads to poor blood sugar control and increased inflammation, two factors that drain muscle energy and slow recovery after movement. What to eat? Instead, swap these snacks for real, whole food options like a slice of real aged cheddar in moderation, cottage cheese with fruit, or a boiled egg with avocado. These snacks provide actual protein, healthy fats, and minerals that nourish your muscles instead of weakening them. Choosing more nutrient-rich snacks gives your body the tools it needs to stay mobile, energized, and free from the frustrating grip of daily cramps and fatigue. 6. Processed meats. Deli meat, sausages, bacon. Processed meats are a regular part of many senior diets. Think sliced deli meats, sausages, bacon, and hot dogs. They're convenient, flavorful, and easy to prepare. But when it comes to muscle health and cramp prevention, they're one of the worst foods you can eat on a regular basis. These meats are loaded with sodium, preservatives, and nitrates, all of which contribute to inflammation and poor circulation. Inflammation can make your muscles feel stiff and sore, while impaired circulation makes it harder for nutrients and oxygen to reach your muscles, delaying recovery and increasing your risk of cramping. Processed meats also tend to contain unhealthy fats that promote oxidative stress, which damages the very tissues your muscles rely on for strength, mobility, and balance. And while they do contain protein, it's often paired with more harm than help due to the additives. Worse still, processed meats often displace healthier protein sources from your diet, like fish, beans, or lean poultry, that actually help rebuild and maintain strong muscle tissue. What to eat? Instead, choose fresh, unprocessed protein sources whenever possible. Think grilled chicken, baked fish, beans and legumes, or eggs. These foods deliver high-quality protein without the added chemicals and inflammation triggers. Just swapping processed meats for cleaner protein a few times a week can help reduce leg cramps, improve circulation, and support long-term muscle strength, especially as your body becomes more sensitive with age. 7. Fried foods. Rounding out the list are fried foods. Things like fried chicken, French fries, onion rings, and even fried fish. They might be crispy and comforting, but for anyone over 60 trying to protect their muscle health, these foods come with serious downsides. The biggest problem is the type of fat used in frying. Most fried foods are cooked in heavily processed vegetable oils, often reused multiple times, which creates trans fats and oxidized compounds that increase inflammation throughout the body. This chronic inflammation doesn't just affect your joints. It directly damages muscle cells, slows down tissue repair, and makes it harder for your body to bounce back after physical activity. That leads to muscle weakness, longer recovery times, and a greater risk of cramping, especially when paired with dehydration or poor circulation. Fried foods are also extremely calorie-dense but nutrient-poor, which means they fill you up without giving your muscles what they really need: clean protein, minerals, and anti-inflammatory support. What to eat instead? Try baking, grilling, or air frying your meals instead. Cook with healthy fats like olive oil or avocado oil, and choose whole food sides like roasted vegetables, sweet potatoes, or steamed greens. These choices reduce inflammation, support smoother muscle function, and give your body the strength it needs to stay active and independent, without the hidden dangers that come from deep-fried favorites. Why seniors are more vulnerable. You might be wondering, why do these foods affect seniors more than younger adults? The answer lies in how the body changes with age. After 60, your body becomes less efficient at repairing muscle tissue, absorbing nutrients, and regulating hydration. Your muscle mass naturally begins to decline, and your ability to hold on to critical minerals like magnesium, potassium, and calcium becomes weaker, even if your diet hasn't changed. At the same time, your sensitivity to inflammation increases. Foods that didn't seem to affect you in your 40s or 50s may now trigger stiffness, swelling, or painful cramping. And because thirst signals weaken with age, many seniors are chronically dehydrated without realizing it, amplifying the impact of sodium-heavy and processed foods on muscle and nerve function. That's why the foods on this list are so important to recognize. They don't just affect digestion or weight. They directly impact your mobility, balance, strength, and even your ability to sleep comfortably without leg cramps or spasms. By avoiding these muscle-sabotaging foods and replacing them with hydrating, anti-inflammatory, and nutrient-rich alternatives, you give your body what it needs to stay strong, flexible, and energized well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Leg cramps, weak muscles, and chronic fatigue aren't just random signs of aging. They're often signals that your body isn't getting what it needs, or worse, that it's reacting to something you're feeding it every day. The 7 foods we've covered, canned soups, sugary cereals, soda, refined grains, processed cheese snacks, deli meats, and fried foods, might seem harmless, even familiar. But for seniors, they can quietly deplete key nutrients, trigger inflammation, and make it harder for muscles to function the way they should. The good news? Every one of these foods has a better, healthier alternative, and you don't need to change everything overnight. Start by replacing just one of these muscle-sabotaging foods with a cleaner, more supportive option. Over time, those small swaps can lead to fewer cramps, stronger muscles, better energy, and a more comfortable, independent life. If this video helped you understand your body just a little better, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone else who wants to feel stronger, healthier, and more in control of their aging journey. Because your health isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about feeling good in your body every single day.